You know you're everybody's favorite. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got these cameras on. We got these mics on. Let's do it. You're listening to WBH Radio. My name is William Holly. When I do these podcasts, I try to be professional, unbiased, like journalist guy. But we throwing all that out the window today. When it comes to our next guest, I'm a big fan. I think he is the best basketball player in New York City right now. I think he is the best basketball player out of New York City in the last decade. As a youngster, he's out there on the pro circuit, tearing dudes up in the summer. We go back to his high school days. He was a captain and led the South Shore Vikings to their very first city championship in 2018. He has already completed 3 years of college basketball. That's one for the record books, national honors, conference honors. And this fall, as a graduate transfer, he will be playing Division I basketball for the Towson Tigers. Everybody's favorite, Sekou Sylla. Sekou, welcome, sir.
Thanks for having me, man.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
As you can tell, I'm excited to have you. This is really one of the city's favorites. I say you the best out the city. You cool with that, or I'm doing too much?
No, I'm cool with that.
Sekou, you just finished the college basketball season for Nova Southeastern down in Florida. What city is that?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. And you accomplished a lot of great things, but there was something that came across the wire, across the social media that stopped me in my tracks. You were named D2 CCA National, ladies and gentlemen, I repeat, National Player of the Year. After you, there was none like that. The top player in the country, my brother.
Yes,
First
sir.
off, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me where you were when you learned that you had indeed won that award.
We were in a hotel, in the hotel lobby, the day before our Elite Eight game, and our media guy came up to me and whispered in my ear and like showed me the email because they sent it to him before they released it.
Right.
Then he showed it to me. I was like, bro, I got so excited.
That's crazy, man. How did it feel?
Oh, it felt great. Like I kind of was getting hinted at it that I was up for in the race for it,
Right.
but I didn't think I would actually get it, you know? But then I got it. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
What'd you do? Who's the first person you called or you told?
I texted my chat of my friends from over here, Cooks and Femi, and saved me on.
Femi Odekale, who was actually a guest on the show, Kadari Richmond, who's suiting up for Seton Hall as well. What they say?
They was like, yo, we knew it the whole time. They just congratulated me and said they saw it the whole time coming.
That is a big deal. That is a big deal. National Player of the Year. That was your first year at Nova Southeastern. Tell me the first moment you realized, yo, I might be doing something special here.
Around like January 3rd-ish, because we had just played back-to-back conference games against two ranked teams,
Right.
the 31st and the 2nd. So we didn't really have a New Year's. It was a quick turnaround.
Right.
And we won both of those by a good amount. So I was like, yo. And I played great those both games, the biggest games of the year. So I'm like, it might be something.
Might be something. You say January, that's pretty late. The season started in September, October, and you guys was already, 20-0 by that time?
We were probably 10-0, 10-0. And that's like right when conference play started getting hectic. So that's really when you start to know if you're good or not.
Right, you measure yourself up against the best. You said there was two ranked teams.
Yeah, they were both top 15.
What kind of games did you put together? Give me some numbers.
The first one, season high, I had 35 and 8. And then right after that, I had 28 and 10.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. You accomplished a lot of things, man. Let me see what I got here in this list. 1 year at Nova Southeastern, we already mentioned D2 Conference Commissioners Association National Player of the Year. You finished as an NABC All-American. You were the Sunshine State Conference Player of the Year, Sunshine State Conference Newcomer of the Year. The first time somebody's won both of those awards in 1 year. You averaged 22 points per game, 10 rebounds on 57% shooting, and you led the school to its first ever conference tournament championship. Grand opening, grand closing. I was paying attention to the schedule. You guys had an exhibition against a Division I program, the Miami Hurricanes, who play in the Atlantic Coast Conference, big-time college basketball, playing against Duke, playing against Syracuse. Tell me about the conversations and the preparations for that contest?
Whole time we were just thinking we good enough to beat them. That's how we went into the game, and it showed. I think we could have beat them. They played good. We probably lost by 8 or 11. We didn't have our big, and we're down 4 with 2.5 minutes left. I got fouled out. Point guard got fouled out. Then we end up losing, but I felt good about that game.
What was your numbers that game?
26, 14, and 5 assists.
Against one of the top programs in Division I basketball. What does that do for your confidence? What was your approach? How big was that game for you?
It was huge because that was my first season at Nova, but that was my second year there. The first year I was there, it was COVID, so we didn't have a single game. So I had a whole year off just practicing. So I'm like, do I still got it?
Yeah.
And then we opened up with Miami. They went to the Elite Eight. I'm like, let's see. And then it was up from there.
It was up from there, son. I was watching. I'm like, yo, let's see how our boy do against the Division I squad. Because it's coming out of high school. Everybody wants to be D1. Those opportunities don't always come right away. But here's a chance to suit up against them. And when I saw how you played against them, I said, oh, man, it's up from there.
Yeah.
It's up from there. And you guys went on a magical run at Nova Southeastern, as I mentioned. Conference championship. You were 31-0.
Crazy.
Tell me about the most fun part of that ride.
The most fun part about it was how we felt after every win. Whether we knew we were going to win or not, it was just as exciting. From the first win to the 31st, it was like we went into games knowing we were going to win,
Right.
but we were still just as excited. It was, no matter how much we won by, it was yo, it's our first win of the season. That was what was fun about it. Usually when you hot, you're like, all right, we won again or whatever. Right. But it wasn't that at all. We were always excited, always hungry for more.
This was your first year. You would think maybe there's some grace period to try to ingratiate you into the program, but it seemed like you guys gelled from the beginning. How were you able to fit in so quickly?
Actually, I wouldn't say I fit in so quickly, but the COVID years were really helped because we had a whole year just practicing with each other, getting to know each other, and that really helped us for the next year. So the chemistry was all there. Everybody came back. We didn't lose anybody from that COVID year, so we just gelled right away. And you went into the NCAA tournament, the D2 NCAA tournament as a number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. You guys made it all the way to the Elite Eight. Mm-hmm. You kind of got upset by 8th seeded, Black Hill State. Oh. Tell me about that game. That game, it was a bad one for us. Mm-hmm. We picked the worst day to play our worst basketball. Yeah. Black Hills, they came to play, though. We were targeted, and they did what they had to do, but we shot probably, I think, 25 for 78. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. We probably shoot 45, 50% all year. Sure. We shot 25 that game. So that was the first part, and it was just nothing was hitting. Yeah. It
was a tough game. How about for you? How did you think you did? Because I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at the box score. I was trying to see does anything stand out? And I saw it was one of your lower rebounding games of the season. And I know when you rolling is when you doing 30 and 20, 22 and 16. How'd you do out there?
I don't think I did well at all. Mm-hmm. Probably had 17, 6.
Yeah.
Low rebounding game, but I probably missed 10 shots. Mm-hmm. I think I was 7 for 16 maybe. Yeah. So not efficient at all. And that's how it was across the board. Nobody really shot the ball well. So that's really why we lost. I don't think it was anything else.
Right. I know that's a different, disappointing place to be. What was the locker room like after that?
Tears. I was crying before we even left the court. It was end to a magical run. I was so sad. Yeah. Disappointed.
You on your way to the national championship. That's tough. That's tough. But since then, that was back in March. Here we are in August. Do you have time to reflect and say, damn, I really did something spectacular?
Still to this day, it's hard to fathom because 31 games in a row is crazy. People don't even do that in a pickup game. That's crazy. So I'm still processing it, even though it's been a minute ago. But sometimes I just think back on it yo, this was actually crazy. Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
With a run like that, 31-0, it's easy to become complacent. Like, how much of a challenge was it to keep that edge and to fight against that?
We had a good leader, Nick Smith, our point guard, and he always, like literally every day, he said, speaking of Kobe, he says, "Job's not finished." Every single day, he says that. Whether it's 21-0, he just kept saying, "Job's not finished, job's not finished." It wasn't the goal. It was the national championship was the goal. So we were never complacent.
There was a lot of firsts for that school, Nova Southeastern. Like, what was the energy like on campus? That was the first time they won a conference championship. And Nova Southeastern is a good program that I've heard about for many years. So I was surprised that was their actual first conference championship, man.
Yeah.
What was that energy like on campus?
Oh, we were, everyone loved us. It was crazy. The games were getting more packed by the day. Everyone stopped to talk to us all the time. Social media was buzzing. It was a good couple months.
Got you. What do you think is the biggest misconception about Division II athletics and Division II athletes?
That is anything lower than Division I, because it's not. Like, it's not at all. The only thing probably you do is get taller, more athletic. But in terms of being able to hoop, skill, it's the same.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that. I'm the biggest D2 advocate. Even though I'm D1 now, I genuinely believe my Nova Southeastern team could win 85% of mid-major conferences.